Okay. Welcome back, Andrea. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. Here's my 3-day diet diary that you got me to fill out.
Awesome, thank you. So as you may remember from our previous appointment, we went over the assessment forms and determined that you have generalized marginal gingivitis and are at a high risk for developing caries. What do you remember from our discussion from last week?
I remember that you talked about how my gums can be irritated from the plaque buildup and that I could probably get cavities because of my eating habits.
Yes, exactly. Today we're going to be delving deeper into your diet and nutrition and discussing how that can impact your oral health. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Perfect. So taking a look at your 3-day diet diary, it looks like you have a fairly good overall balance of foods. However, you are lacking in some important aspects of your nutrition. Looking at the Candace Food Guide, can you tell me where you might be lacking some of your nutrition?
Probably around the grains, but I find that I do well with my fruits and vegetables and my protein though.
Perfect. I did notice from looking at your diet diary that you have an excellent balance of fruits and vegetables. You get all your greens in. However, you do have a surplus in protein, so meat and stuff like that, and you are lacking whole grains. So one suggestion I have for you is to try some meat alternatives in your diet. Can you list some meat alternatives that you might know?
I really like sunflower seeds and like bean salads and stuff like that. But like, why do I need whole grains? I thought carbs were bad.
So whole grains are very important in your diet. So whole grains contain iron, they contain fiber as well as vitamin B. So fiber is really important in your diet as it is a sugar balancer in your mouth. And as we know, sugar is a decay promoting factor. Similarly, we know that vitamin B and iron is a really good preventative to help sores in your mouth as well as swelling of the tongue.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like, how can I get more in my diet? I don't really like whole wheat bread and stuff.
Well, you can get a lot more whole grains in your diet than just eating brown bread. So for example, you can try oatmeal in your breakfast. You can also try having maybe brown rice or pastas in your diet.
Okay, that's kind of like a lot to remember. Like, how can I make sure that I'm balancing everything out?
Well, today I'm going to give you this Canada Food Guide brochure to take home, as well as I do highly recommend that you go online and visit the Canada Food Guide recommendations. So returning to your 3-day diet diary, and looking at your caries risk related to diet, I've determined that you have a score of 35. The average good score is actually 10, so you are a little high. Can you look at your diet diary and tell me where you think some of your cavity causing factors may be?
Probably my teas by adding sugar, my lemon meringue pie, and definitely the cinnamon rolls.
Exactly. So yes, those are for sure some disease promoting factors. Where do you get your desserts?
So I typically buy them, but I do make my cinnamon rolls homemade.
Sounds delicious. I highly recommend that you continue to make your desserts at home. This way you can look at maybe healthier recipes or maybe even alternative to the sugary snacks. So maybe a fruit salad every once in a while.
Okay, yeah, I guess like all that added sugar and stuff probably is not good for my teeth either.
So you're absolutely right. So looking back at your teas and your beverages, and as well as the frequency at which you drink them, really impacts your oral health. So for example, the sugars never get a chance to be flushed away from your teeth.
Yeah.
So I recommend that you carry with you a bottle of water. This way you can take a sip of water every time you take a sip of tea, and you can flush away the bacteria from your teeth.
That can also help me to reach my water intake goal.
Exactly. So just to summarize what we've reviewed today, we talked about how your diet has impacted your oral health. We discussed how your gingivitis is related to plaque biofilms and what foods we can eat to promote our oral health, as well as we talked about your caries risk and how to alter your diet and decrease the cariogenic foods. So what are the ways that we discussed that you can alter your diet to better your oral health? And on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think you can achieve?
I'd say probably like a 9 out of 10. I really do want to reduce all those risk factors that you told me, and I just want to make my overall health and my mouth healthier. I can do this by going back to this guide that you're giving me to make sure that I'm getting all the right fruits and vegetables and my protein and my whole grains now. And I also will try to like make more meals at home and I'll try to like limit all of my desserts, and I will increase my water intake.
Awesome. And don't forget to brush and floss.